Welcome to the brand new podcast series, Talking Against Stalking, where I talk about my experiences of stalking and other crimes that fall under violence against women and girls. I am your host, Joey, and today it's just me, but I'm hoping to be joined by guests to discuss different topics in the future. First of all, if you do not know what stalking is a crime in which one person becomes fixated or obsessed with another and performs unwanted and repeated behaviour in which causes the victim to feel distressed, scared, and harassed. This can lead to serious mental health difficulties, disruption to lives, and in some cases, death. I started this podcast in the hopes of spreading real-life stories to showcase the seriousness of the crime, give other women a safe space and a voice that have experienced stalking also, and to highlight the similarities and the different types of stalking. I hope to get opinions and information from professionals in different industries focused around stalking. So who am I and what's my story? Well, when I was 14, I was groomed and stalked into a relationship by a 22-year-old man. We had an extremely toxic and coercive relationship in which I received abuse in the forms of physical, emotional, and sexual. When I found the strength to end this 8-month relationship, he continued to stalk, threaten, and abuse me for years to follow until 8 years ago. I fled the area, cut contact with nearly everyone I knew, and eventually stopped the use of social media. I've not heard from him since then, and this is really the first time I've resurfaced after living in hiding. I now publicly speak about the events that conspired in the time I was being stalked and the mental and emotional effects it still has on my life, in the hopes that it will help make a change to our justice system, education for young people, and services for the current and future victims of stalking and other violence against women and girls crimes that are linked to it. It's National Stalking Awareness Month, and specifically today is the first ever National Stalking Awareness Day on the 18th of January 2024. If you'd like ideas on how to contribute towards the cause, you can visit the stalkingawareness.org to see how you can participate. As for the future of this podcast, I'm hoping to be able to share more details of my experience, share other people's experiences and stories. I'm also hoping to get guests in the form of police officers, counsellors, therapists, to get their opinions on different topics, such as reasons stalkers stop, the difference between romance and stalking, the difference between male and female, police and victims, the 5 typologies of stalkers, the technology that's helping stalkers in this day and age. At the end of every episode, I shine a light on one female who has died due to stalking in the UK. This week, I will tell you about Alice Ruggles, who was murdered in 2016 at age just 24 by an ex-boyfriend following a relentless campaign of stalking. Alice was described by her friends and family as kind, clever, and a beautiful woman who had an infectious personality and an incredible sense of humour. Her life was taken too soon by a man, Triman Dillon. He stalked Alice for months, during which time he told Alice a number of times he did not want to kill her. With the police not seeing this as a sufficient enough threat to Alice's life, Dillon broke into her flat and brutally murdered her. In April 2017, Dillon was convicted of Alice's murder and sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum tariff of 22 years. If you want to read more about Alice's story, visit the aliceruglestrust.org online, where you can also see where to watch her story in various documentaries. Stalking is a really horrific and serious crime that affects 1 in 3 females. I'm on a mission to spread awareness and share my story. If you feel that you or someone you know is experiencing stalking, talk to a family member or professional about it. You can also visit the Alice Ruggles Trust, Susie Lampard Trust, and Action Against Stalking websites to see a lot of information. If you feel the need to take further action, you can call the National Stalking Helpline or the police on 111. If you have any interest in telling your story, or you simply want to give me feedback, you can contact me by email at talkingagainststalking@hotmail.com. If you've enjoyed my podcast episode today, follow Talking Against Stalking on Instagram for more content, and share the episodes to spread the awareness of stalking.